3. Lions TV. We are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited for the entire Euro 2020 campaign. This is your preview show. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow night's clash against the Ukraine in the quarterfinals of the European Championships in Rome, 8 p.m. kick-off. I didn't expect us to beat the Germans. Of course I knew. I was just getting you out, wasn't I? But no, I didn't have the first clue we was going to beat the Germans. I'm going to talk quickly, just 2 or 3 things I picked out of the game. I didn't do a post-match. I just didn't do a post-match. I tried to think of an excuse then. Didn't have one for you. So this is just a few things I want to pick out. Firstly, Jordan Pickford. I don't know where people have got from that Jordan Pickford shouldn't have been our first choice in this tournament, okay? I fucking love Jordan Pickford. I'll always be thankful to him for when I was at the World Cup and he saved the penalty against Colombia. And of course, Eric Dyer then scored the winner. So that's a memory I'll take to the grave with me. I'm not sure where people have got this from, that he makes the occasional error. I've seen him do it for Everton, but I haven't seen him do it for the national side. And he was my standout man in the World Cup as well 3 years ago. So I don't know where people have got from that he's partial to a mishap for the country. For me, Pickford was and always will be the number one for the foreseeable future. And I did see a few people saying before the tournament he shouldn't be number one. And I've seen a few people now over the last couple of days go, I was wrong about Pickford. Well, I've never seen anything other than fucking brilliance from Pickford for the national side. Moving on, secondly, Harry Kane. He's driving me mad. However, someone said something, don't know where it was, who said it, could have been me mate, could have been online, could have been on the forever spoken about Lions TV WhatsApp group, I don't know. But Harry Kane hasn't been at his best in the tournament and he's popped up when it really, really mattered. On that basis, I'm going to say what the person, whoever it was, said, and I really took it on board. He hasn't really been in a position where he's had much service, has he? He's not got hardly any service. And again, referring back to a Millwall scenario for us, you know, our forwards don't get service. The way we play, very defensive, backs to the wall, and hit teams on the break, you can't really, he hasn't had the service, has he? He relies on crosses into the box, and as you saw on the other night, whenever it was, Monday night, Tuesday night, he gets on the end of a Jack Grealish cross, and we win the game comfortably, 2-0. Moving on to that, brilliant from Gareth Southgate. And I'm usually the first one to criticise and pick holes, and we shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be doing that. My mate said, look, fuck all that. The team is going to be what it's going to be. Let's just get behind Southgate. It was genius from Southgate. You don't always have to be on the attack going for it. Look at the teams now that have gone out, Portugal, France. Exciting teams expected to do well, and they're out of the tournament. We haven't let in a goal so far in this major tournament. The last time we didn't concede a goal in a major tournament was the World Cup in 1966, and we all know how that one ended. The champions of the world, of course. I've got a really good feeling. And hats off to Gareth Southgate. And the exciting thing is now, no Phil Foden start the match, no Jack Grealish start the match. And one of the pundits said, you don't have to go and start with all your best players in the game. Okay, you can take your time, you can relax, and then he did it at exactly the right time to introduce Grealish. He didn't even bring on Foden in the end, did he? I can't remember, but no Mason Mount either. So to have this plethora, I keep using that word lately, this plethora of talent, to have it all there, we've seen it before with England. You got Scholes, Beckham, Gerrard and Lampard. They was all on the pitch at once. It didn't work. Southgate's got it fucking nailed on. And that's off to him. He got redemption. And it's quite sad, really. I heard him in a podcast. And he said, you know, I just remember back to 96 and looking up at the big screen, seeing poor big Dave Seaman's face. I could never change. I let my teammates down. But hopefully that goes a little way to fucking restoring it a bit. So, yeah, I really felt for Gareth. You know, he gets a lot of criticism. And you're going to if you're the England manager. But hats off to him. I got a little bit emotional with the Germany game. I was nearly gone. Tears in my eyes. Couldn't believe it. And we move on to tomorrow's game against the Ukraine. Okay, the Ukraine managed by Andrei Shevchenko, of course, ex-footballing legend. Must be a very young manager. Looks like a miserable bastard as well. But anyway, they've got through, scraped through, third in their group. And they beat Sweden. I was sitting there watching the Sweden game. And I don't know why, I got an horrible feeling about the Ukraine. I just want to play Sweden. Firstly, because we seem to do well against them. You know, secondly, because we did beat them in the World Cup 3 years ago in the quarterfinals, 2-0 in Samara. I was there. And we was just, you know, we're just better than them. We're better than we was then as well, which also adds to it. And I just don't know. You always get one team that scrapes their way through, doesn't it? Looking like it could be Switzerland in a minute. Or it could be the Ukraine. Let's take a look at some stats from the Ukraine from my mate, Stato, Steve Lees. A massive thanks to Steve, by the way, for throwing these over to me. If you don't know Steve is, he's just become part of the Lions TV family during the live streams, and he's just got all the stats. So next season he's going to do some Mill stats for us, and I might look for someone else to present that show, just for a little bit of extra pre-match content. But this one is about England versus Ukraine tomorrow. And here is Super Stato Steve Lees' stats. Quarter-final, England versus Ukraine. England's only defeat against Ukraine was in 2009 in a World Cup qualifier. Ukraine striker Andrei Yarmolenko came on a sub in that match, and current manager Shevchenko was captain. Let's now look at the road to the quarter-final. England versus Ukraine. We know our results, of course, but look at this. Lost 3-2 to the Netherlands. Beat North Macedonia 2-1. Lost 1-0 to Austria and beat Sweden 2-1. So they have 1-2 and lost 2. Am I wrong in saying earlier that they went through in third place? I'm not sure. England are currently ranked 4th in the world and Ukraine are ranked 24th. Head-to-head record, England 4 wins, 2 draws, and of course, as we already mentioned, that win for Ukraine in 2009. Key players for us, of course, Raheem Sterling, that's who Steve's gone for, and Jordan Pickford, 4 out of 4 clean sheets. England have scored 4 and conceded none. Key moments, England have scored 2 goals in the last 15 minutes of the game. Yeah, we're not afraid to get one on the ball late, are we? That's always good to see. England have only conceded 1 goal in the last 10 matches. That is actually phenomenal. Let's look at the Ukraine key players. Yarmolenko and Yarmolenko have 2 goals each. Ukraine has scored 6 and conceded 6, and there's definitely going to be goals in this one, hopefully anyway. Ukraine have scored 3 goals in the first 35 minutes of the game. So get to half time. That's interesting as well for my prediction. I'll get to that in a minute. And Ukraine have conceded 3 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Very interesting facts, those. I've just looked at them for the first time. I'm going to move on to my prediction. So here we go. I am going for a 4-1 England win. Now, at this, I'm worried about playing the Ukraine. This is what I think is going to happen. I think we haven't conceded yet, as Steve's rightly pointed out. I think Ukraine are going to score first. Okay? Then I think we're going to come back and absolutely take them to the fucking cleaners. Maybe 1 before half-time, 3 in the second half. I'm going for a 4-1 win for England to see us into the semi-finals on Wednesday against either Denmark or Czech Republic. What team should he play? You can't tinker with a back 4. Luke Shaw was phenomenal. Kieran Trippier, that was all brilliant. Harry the Head, John Stones, brilliant. Jordan Pickford. Then 4 have to remain. I must admit, Declan Rice did grow up on me during that game. He still gave the ball away a bit in the first half and he still don't look like he can get around much, but he was giving it some of that to the fans, which I fucking loved. The players were so on board with it. I just fucking loved it. Phillips, yeah, he's got to keep his place. Now, here lies the problem, as we know, up front. Kane, of course, will start, which leaves you with either 2 wide, or if he goes 3 at the back, and has Kyle Walker at the back, which I think is a valuable asset centre-back for in case any mishaps and pace. Although he didn't manage to catch Thomas Muller. He nearly did, but fuck Muller anyway. He missed him, the silly German bastard. Yeah, so I don't know. Will he go 3 at the back, or will he go 4 at the back? I think against these, you've got to go 4 at the back, and we maybe now... Maybe just time. I like the way he's switched it about again. He's got players there he hasn't even used yet. Decent players like Sancho. Hasn't really used Bellingham. The wingers all keep getting interchanged. Raheem Sterling, of course, the main man, will keep his place. Which leaves either 2 behind Kane, 1 left, 1 central, or it's going to be 5 at the back. I think he'll go back to 4 at the back. As I say, we've been favourites for all of our games. Of course, this is the first time we're stepping away from Wembley. But I would personally go. This is the team that I would go with. So I mentioned the back 4, and of course Rice and Phillips have obviously struck up some sort of rapport now, so stick with them 2. I'd go with Raheem Sterling. I'd go with Jack Grealish. He has to play. And Phil Foden in behind Kane. It's harsh on Saka, but at the same time it's not. You know, he's in and he's out, and we're interchanging. We're keeping teams guessing about our formation. So I'll keep it on the screen there. That is the team that I would go with that will get us through to the semi-finals against the Ukraine. Okay, so we're switching it up for the streams. Listen, I'm very superstitious. So I've had 4 streams in here, 1 with my son, 3 by myself, and I love doing them, but I was fucking off going mad, wasn't I, for the goals. It'd just be nice to celebrate with someone else. However, I am aware that 3 wins, 4 games, 4 clean sheets, I could potentially jinx it. But this is where I'm going to be shooting from on Saturday. I've got to have a bash with the boys tonight. We're going to be down there early. If you do follow the live streams, please come along. I will do my best to commentate as we go along and answer as many questions as I can. But as you can see by that fucking absolute riffraff, it could be a little bit different. Anyone throws beer on my fucking MacBook though, you're going to get slapped. Just warning you boys in advance, even though I don't know the majority of you. Yeah, Danny's house on Saturday. I'm staying down there. Hotel, we're fucking going all out for England to get through to the World Cup semi-final. So that's your lot for this preview show. This was the 5th Lions TV video I've put out today. So please, I'm going to ask you, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will not rest until I've got to 100k. I want to get 25k by the end of this coming season. We're currently on 15.3, I think. So if you haven't already, wasn't always, will be free. That's the begging over. Please subscribe to Lions TV. I will be live in Danny Curtis's back garden from around 7:30. I could already be absolutely pickled, but we'll have to see how that one goes. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, the Free Lions.